We've seen it. I got the rest of the story. Sesame Place character refuses to acknowledge Black children. I got more video, I got more insight, more context. Here's the video. Now that's a damn shame, right? Well, initially the company came out and said, oh, no, this was all about somebody in the crowd saying something they were responding to. BS. It also happened to other parents. Here it is. Yes, so it happened to children, obviously. Parents reported it, posted it on social media, made complaint to the company. So let me give you the background to this. The Sesame Place theme park, just outside of Philadelphia, is getting some serious heat after a Black mother shared a video of her daughter's rejection by a park employee dressed as Rosita, a character from the long-running kids show Sesame Street. The girl's mother posted on the Shade, her Instagram account, on July 17th. In the now viral video, you can see the character high-fiving a white person just before shaking her head no to the young Black girl standing directly in front of her. The whole situation left the young girls confused, justifiably, and obviously disappointed. In the caption of the video, the mom wrote, and I quote, "I'm going to keep posting this because this had me hot. We were on our way out of Sesame Place and the kids wanted to stop to see these characters. This disgusting person blatantly told our kids no, then proceeded to hug the little white girl next to us." I believe the mother. I believe that's exactly what happened. When she tried to take her concerns about the situation to a manager, which is the right action, the mother was told they could not identify the person inside the costume. Do you hear that? They literally said, you see that costume they're wearing? That makes it impossible for us to identify. How many damn Rosita costumes you got at Sesame Place? They're not even thoughtful about the spin. There's more spin that I'm going to expose here. Sesame Place responded to the July 17th incident, releasing a formal statement on Instagram, which they claimed the performer's no gesture was not intended to ignore the girls, but instead it was simply a response to someone in the crowd asking to hold their child for a picture, something that is prohibited. But if you watch the video, it is hard to buy that explanation. There are multiple angles of that video, and the witnesses who were there said that's bull, including the mother. There's more. Sesame Place's response in part said, "We spoke to the family and extended our apologies and inviting them back for a special meet and greet opportunity with all of our characters." That's what they said. Here's what we're going to do. We're gonna email the parents and we're gonna say, listen, we're gonna resolve this very easily. I want you to meet all of the Sesame Street characters here, okay? What kind of solution is that? Now, they were lying here. They were not being honest. But Max said that did not happen, never did. They never met with the family or tried to engage. This statement is the first and only time the family heard about this offer, and Sesame Place has cut off email communications, she tweeted. The entire statement is a lie. Now, companies like this used to get away with making lies against families. You know why? Because the families typically, usually, would not have a way to rebut it. They did not have access to a platform. They could not get on the media. They could not proclaim the truth. Well, that's different today. The reason why we know what really happened is because people went to social media and responded to the corporation. So here's another about face to show you the hypocrisy of this company. Late Monday afternoon, Sesame Workshop, which was careful to note that Sesame Place is a licensed partner, weighed in. So here's what they said. What these children experienced is unacceptable. We have been in contact with Sesame Place, our licensed park partner, and they have assured us that they will conduct bias training and a thorough review of the ways in which they engaged with families and guests. Once again, a very general, this is unacceptable. Where's your specific apology to the specific people that you specifically offended? And you bothered not to even address the fact that this statement is contrary to the initial one. In this statement, you admit to wrongdoing. In the initial one, you said there was no malice whatsoever. It was just a no gesture to somebody else in the crowd about holding a baby. There's more. Minutes after the nonprofit posted its statement, Sesame Place Philadelphia followed up with a new pinned tweet. Now, this is the other company that's licensed. They said, and I quote, "We sincerely apologize to the family for their experience in our park on Saturday. We know that it's not okay. We will conduct training for our employees so they better understand, recognize, and deliver an inclusive, equitable, and entertaining experience to our guests." That's the company that first told you that one, they didn't know who was in the costume because they couldn't identify them. And second, the issue of saying no was about holding a baby. Now, this is their third on the record response, contrary to the first two. All right. We've now received a lot, text and emails and posts on social media about instances like this happening in many, many places throughout the country. So this is not new, but obviously not as exposed. So we're going to expose it. Adrienne, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, it's my understanding that the first mother who posted the video that she has gotten lawyered up and that they're looking for every remedy available possible to hold Sesame Place accountable. And I think that they should. And from all the videos I've seen, I think it should also be a class action. The fact is that it seems that these characters or individuals in these characters, they know good and well what they're doing. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's one of those little secret running behind the stage in terms of everybody knows. Some people engage in the nonsense and some do not. Very much like we see with law enforcement departments or other environments that generally are predominantly white or male. And what needs to happen here is not just some training, and as someone who actually provides training to companies, I can tell you that there are certain behaviors that cannot be untrained. And especially when you're looking at the most vulnerable of the population, which would be children, and seeing that you are willing to mistreat small Black young children tells me that this is something deeper, more ingrained than a lack of inclusion. That this is someone or individuals who are actively okay in engaging in racist behavior. And thus there should be not necessarily training as much as termination. And I think the company knows this, which is why that they came out first with their little story. And then after the videos came out, they recognize they have to do more, and yet still more must be done. But it may take a lawsuit to actually get that done.
Very well said. And when I saw this story, I thought of you because I know you provide this kind of training to major companies across the country. What do you think should happen internally for these companies to not only make people feel comfortable again, but to actually have a substantive impact on the culture of that employment or employee base?
I think that they need to terminate employment for a number of individuals. And they also do need to have some kind of internalized review, because I would not doubt, again, that this is something that the people behind the scenes know is going on, and some people engage in it and some do not. And if they make that public and make it clear and let people know that they have released those people from their employment and that they are actively engaged in DEI training regularly, I think that that could be a way in which to get the public to feel more comfortable. But the reality is that nothing's going to happen until they confront the issue. And from these dribblings of social media posts with these explanations, quote, excuses, it tells me that nothing meaningful will happen.
Yeah, well said.